Not you again. Welcome to That Is What It Is Not. This week, have you ever seen a bottle as lovely as this? Have you ever seen a bottle not full of piss? Have you ever seen a bottle that's hot to the touch? Remember the bottle and remember it much. Remember that song from primary school? Well, it was a slightly different version, admittedly, but not by class 6. Miss Moxon loved it, especially the piss bit. Anyway, what are we talking about this week? Well, of course, the origins of communication. The way that ships went down in the night and the way people communicated before phones and shouting. Shut up, Dave! But what is it all about? There's so much detail here, so much loving craft. We really need to delve deep into the swamp of what this actually is so we can understand it and then move forward as a species. Let's have a look. Well, the front seems pretty straightforward. This letter in a bottle from Greenwich. This seems to be some kind of trademark, but it's very old. On the back it says place stamp here. Send as large letter in UK, and then we have an address which is weirdly not filled in. So this message never arrived. What intrigue? What could it possibly have inside? Well, let's not jump the gun. She's made of some sort of polymer, which is nice. Probably, I would say, sub-Victorian. Victorian around 1907, 1908, possibly 1850s. Not entirely sure yet, but hopefully we'll be able to date it with the old papier de merde, as the French would say, on the inside. What about this? This is intriguing. Nauticalia. Now, I've done a deep dive, and this company was started by Napoleon's grandfather, Derek Napoleon. It was then bought out by the golfing family, Colin Montgomery Jr. Now, this company also sold other products. Would you like to hear some of them? Yes, you would. Of course you would. You're only human, breathing in and out. They also sold hot picks. These were coal-powered toothpicks, and they didn't really catch on. They also sold everlasting bread. This was taken off the shelves as it was found to contain 92% asbestos. They also sold in bags, in pubs, pork bits. These were a meat snack, very chewy, but also exceptionally delicious, and you can probably still see them today. They also sold Queen Victoria's Naughty Chalk, and this was a really sexy chalk that Queen Victoria used to draw, well, of course, old Albert with. And finally, the only other thing I could find by Nauticalia was onion wigs, and these were small wigs made out of cast-off parts of onions, and they were mainly for cats and kids, or that's the tagline. And it also came with a little song. Onion wigs for cats and kids, onion wigs for cats and kids. Probably remember that one as well. I think we should look inside. Are you ready? I know I'm ready. I definitely haven't checked this before, so it's about time. So what do? We pull off the cork. We pull off the cork. We just take the cork and we just pull it off. There we go. And then inside is a message in a bottle, quite literally. Let's see what it says. Oh. To the winner. You have won a green car. Please claim before April the 29th, 1906. That is a shame. I could really do with a new car, especially a green one. But why and where and what is this paper? Well, it turns out, after a little bit of sleuthing by yours truly, here at That Is What It Is Not, it's an ancient quiz run by Druids. And this amazing prize was backed by the UK government at the time. Now, what kind of cars were available? Well, you know the classic saying that Henry Ford came up with. Henry Ford said, you can have any colour so long as it's green. Good old Henry. Well, that pretty much wraps up the episode for this week. What an incredible time to be alive, and what a wonderful artefact to have in the collection here at Two Inn Towers. Maybe one day we'll open some sort of museum and gift shop. But until then, remember, it might feel like the right thing to do at the time, but it probably isn't. Remember, don't like, don't subscribe, and don't click the bell icon. I don't want to do this anymore.